Hello and welcome to a new episode of ILSC Talks. Today we're giving you a closer look of what really happens inside the ILSC classroom. Whether you are an international student thinking about studying with us, an agent or a parent curious about the ILSC experience, this episode is right for you. Today we are with one of our amazing teachers at ILSC Vancouver. Her name is Karen and she's going to share with us how it is to teach international students from many countries around the world. How we help them to gain confidence, and the most important, what makes this ILSC experience unique. Thank you, Karen, for being here today.
Thank you.
And let's start this podcast, this ILSC Talks episode, by asking you, how many years have you been with ILSC, and what made you take the decision of teaching English to internationals?
I've been with ILSC for 22 years. And I didn't actually make the decision to teach international students. I fell into it. Okay. I was living in Winnipeg. I didn't really know what I was doing, and my father gave me an ultimatum. He said, get a job, get your life together, or go to Korea.
Okay, why Korea?
Because he knew somebody who could get me a job in Korea, and then I would be off his hands. And he found me a job in Korea, and I went to Korea, and then I went to Thailand for a couple of years, and then I came back here and started at ILSC, and I've been here ever since. So,
wow.
And I loved it. That's why I continued doing it.
To become an English teacher, what do you have to do? Do you have to do because sometimes when people speak English, that doesn't allow them to just teach English, right?
Absolutely.
What was the training that you had to do in order to become an English teacher?
So I took a TESOL program. It's a teaching English program. I also have a degree in English and a degree in French, and I've taken a lot of adult education stuff over the years. That's a real misconception that people think that just because you can speak English, you can teach English.
Exactly.
It's not true at all.
It's not like that, yeah.
No. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of education actually.
That's great. And then let's talk about your day as an English teacher at ILSC. So what is a day like? How does the day look like?
My day?
Yeah.
Well, I arrive in the morning. I usually say good morning to my students. I make coffee, which is not normal in most, and I share it with my students if they want it, because I figure if I'm going to drink it.
What do you mean? You bring coffee to the class?
No, I have a French press in my classroom.
Ah, okay. Well, that's amazing.
And I'm not going to drink the whole French press, so if they want coffee, they get coffee.
I would get one.
Yeah. It makes my life better.
Yes.
Makes their lives better.
Everyone,
makes everybody's lives better.
Yeah.
And then we usually start with, because I teach quite high levels, we start with a free talk exercise. The topic could be pretty much anything.
What do you mean free topic?
So I give them a topic, like it could be, what did you do last night? It could be something as simple as that. And while they're having their conversation, I circulate around the classroom and I write down errors that I might hear them making.
Yeah. So I want our listeners and the people who's watching this to just close your eyes and imagine to be in an ILSC classroom. Imagine being here. And then the first exercise is just how was your day? What did you do on the weekend, let's say?
Yeah.
And then you go around checking how they are speaking or exactly what.
So I'm not really participating. I've got my ear kind of in the conversation.
Okay.
And I write down little errors that I hear them make, because often they're common errors that happen again and again. And then together, after about 15 minutes, I write the errors on the board, and the students with a partner make the corrections, and then they tell me why the mistake was made, because often it's a mistake that's super common and that they know. And so if they're able to identify the reason for it, they're like, oh, of course, and then they slow down the number of times that they make that mistake. So we do that every day. Why
do you open the class like that?
They like it, for one thing, and it's a good way to get them warmed up, because I'm not guiding them through anything. They're not on the spot. They're just with a partner. It's a great way to get their mouths moving, and also the error correction for them, it feels almost like a game. They really enjoy it, and so it gets them kind of energized in a strange little way. Yeah.
How do you break the ice? Some students, they arrive with very low level. I know you are an advanced level teacher, but at the beginning, when you land in a new country, knew everything, you're just there super shy, extremely nervous. How do you break that ice?
That can be really challenging. Games is a really good way to do it at a low level. Culture. Talking about culture is something that pretty much universally works. Because especially if you have somebody, say for example, from Thailand or Vietnam and somebody from Brazil in the same class. There's a lot of similarities there, right? There's beaches and stuff, but then there's so many differences. And so the most shy introverted student is still going to find some interest in learning about culture, but also when they're asked about culture, because it's something so important and intimate to them, it brings them out of their shell a little bit, because they know it and they want to talk about it and they're interested in it.
And I guess you get to be in many places of the world, like being inside one of the classrooms.
Exactly.
What's the amount of nationalities of people that you get to teach?
This month is really cool. I've got 9.
And from where?
Vietnam, Thailand, Myanmar, Singapore, Taiwan, Germany, Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, Korea, 10.
And you are always learning these anecdotes or these
Yeah.
stories or these cultural things,
Yeah.
so you could get to like expand. You are learning a lot on these classes, no?
Well, me, yeah, totally. And the students too. I mean, I say to them, sometimes they are really lazy and they're not really participating. And I'm like, when is the next time you have the opportunity to have 10 cultures
Yeah.
in the same room? So, yeah.
And you know, like there's Korean, Japanese, and there is Spanish speakers or Portuguese where English is more similar, like the way it sounds is maybe more familiar for some languages than others.
Yes.
How did you adapt from a Japanese kid and to bring a kid from, let's say, Colombia, that it's Spanish?
So you mean, how do I teach them differently, or?
Yes, like how do you make that everybody, like, I mean, it's hard to explain, but like they don't have the same alphabet, let's say. So it's challenging for them more than other students. How do we nivellate?
It's really interesting, actually, because it is more challenging in some ways, and actually in other ways it's more challenging for Spanish and Portuguese speakers, because it's so similar that they think it's the same, and it's not the same. And so sometimes what I do at the high levels is I do direct translation. I'm like, okay, so what you said is this, and then I write down exactly what they said. So for example, in Brazil have many people, and I write that down and I say, okay, so how do you say that in Portuguese? And then they tell me, and I don't remember how exactly they say it in Portuguese. And you can see that it's a direct translation, and the problem is that it should be, in Brazil there are many people who, and I do the same thing for Japanese, and then they can see where they can pinpoint exactly where the problem came from. Because actually in Asia they do learn the English alphabet and they learn grammar at a very young age, and so they're actually probably better at grammar than the Latin students are oftentimes, and the Europeans well.
Okay, well that's very interesting. Now let's talk about the fears. Many students, they are terrified about going and talk to a stranger in the street, and like, you know, and this is a full immersion, like they are fully in English, like they have to order food, they have to get the transportation card, everything in English. What are those fears? I guess that's one of the biggest one.
Judgment is the biggest one. Their fear is judgment, that people are going to think they're stupid. And so often I start with compassion for that, because everybody's got that fear and everybody understands that. But also the fear is that they aren't going to be able to get the food that they need, or that they're going to get lost, or they're going to end up in a dangerous place, or that they're going to lose something and they won't be able to find it, or they'll get hurt and they won't have anybody to take care of them. Those are some real fears that are like from the bottom of the, you know, hierarchy of needs, like of the foundational things.
They have to break that. They have to be extremely confident. Sometimes you have to be very confident to make friends.
Yeah.
And how do you manage to make them be friends, or how do you see that process in the classroom?
I don't make them. They do it. I don't know how. I think that outside, I think they go partying together oftentimes outside of class, and that helps a lot. And also, there's often a student, one or two of them, from generally a Latin-speaking country, but not always, where one student is the one who's like, come on, you guys, and then they like create this situation and they bring everybody together, and that's often what happens. I mean, I've had students who get married, like from,
Oh, really? They met in the classroom?
Yeah.
They got married from different countries?
Korean and Mexican, Japanese and something, Colombian, Saudi and Korean.
Okay.
Really?
Well, if someone is looking for love, studying abroad studying abroad is the solution.
Yeah.
That's very funny. And do you keep in touch with some of the students? I mean, I guess it's difficult.
A little bit, a few of them,
Really?
a few of them for sure. Yeah. but not that many. I have a lot of them on my Facebook, back when Facebook was still a thing.
And do you get sad when they leave? I mean, I guess because you get attached, you know, it's like a year. Some students, they come
Yeah,
for
I do. With some of them, I get quite sad. Some
Really?
of them, yeah. I mean, I always am, for sure. I mean, it's a passing of something, but yeah.
Do they get sad also?
Sometimes they get very sad. Yeah.
And they cry in the
Yeah,
graduation?
they do, yeah.
Okay. How is the graduation? Like, do you participate in the graduation, giving them like some...
In my class, yes, I do something.
but-
I play the, whenever they're finished, whoever is finished that day, I play the graduation march. The da,
Okay.
da, 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 da. And they
All
come
right.
up and they get their certificate and everybody claps, and that's that.
Okay. Now, going back to the day. So once they break the ice, once they are more confident talking, like what type of activities do you do during the class?
It depends. I often use TED Talks. I use a lot of TED Talks. At the beginning of the class, I get information from the students about what they're interested in. And more often it's things about psychology and you know, self-development. And so there's a lot on TED that you can use. So I use TED Talks for listening, and sometimes I'll find reading from different articles, the New York Times sometimes. I also pick out more advanced grammar pieces that they need to work through. We go through that and go through the structure again from the beginning, because you need to review it. We do basic worksheets sometimes to...
And then, for example, you know, TED Talks, there's many topics. How do you choose the topics?
I ask them what they're interested in.
Why?
The students? Why do I do that? Because then they're more interested in the class.
Okay, so if there's no like this interesting thing, like it's harder, right?
Yeah, much harder. So I always ask them would you be interested in this or this? Sometimes I'll give them choices. I'm pretty good at knowing what they're interested in.
Okay.
I can kind of feel from a class if they're going to enjoy something or not. Food is always good. Always,
Okay.
you can talk about food, but psychology seems to be a big one. Music's huge. I do this lesson about music and this Canadian song that's very Canadian, and a Canadian band that's very Canadian, and it sort of brings Canadians together. And we do that as a listening exercise, and then we talk about the idea of music as a cultural tie, something that brings a whole country together. And if they have a performer or a musician in their country that everybody knows and everybody loves, and that even beyond politics that they can talk about. And so that's a pretty popular one.
Yeah, because there will be topics that you prefer to avoid, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the test. How, like the quiz, you know, like this is the evaluation at the end, like to check if they progressed, and how does it work inside the classroom?
What I usually do is I do a listening, or a writing assessment at the end. I give them a topic to write about, and then together we sit and we go through the writing one-on-one. And then in my class, we do presentations, but they're really, really, really casual presentations. So they're able to choose any topic that they're interested in at all. Like it could be, I don't know, their best vacation they ever had. And they tell the class about that vacation and why it wasn't so important to them. And then they have 5 discussion questions that the presenter creates. And then the presenter has to run the group conversation. So they kind of do my job. So they ask the class questions and they get the class going in a group discussion. And while they're doing that, I make notes. And then at the end of that, as well as the writing assessment, I sit down one-on-one with each student and we look at both their writing and their speaking and see where they can improve and where they're doing really well.
And then they pass to the next level.
Sometimes.
And what happens, like why would a student wouldn't pass to the next level?
Because they're not ready. But honestly, just because they're not ready, because maybe they're missing some key skills that they need, foundational skills that they need in order to learn the next thing that's happening in the next level. What happens if you push a student up too quickly is that they'll find themselves stuck at a level and not able to really progress. Language learning works like this, like you learn, and then all of a sudden you're going to come to a plateau and you need to like gel for a minute at that level.
Okay, like to practice that level for a while.
And sometimes that means that you have to be there for 2 months. It doesn't mean failure. It means that's how your brain works, you know? It's like your brain can't just be poured more and more and more information. It's like a sponge. Eventually the sponge is going to everything.
In that order of ideas, what would be the perfect length to get like an intermediate level, like upper intermediate level?
Starting from what level? From absolute beginner to intermediate?
Upper intermediate, like
Upper
that it's
intermediate,
confident.
9 months, probably.
Okay.
Truly, like, I mean, to be really honest, truly, like, if you want to be able to speak and understand and have a small grasp of idiomatic expressions, 9 months, I would say. For intermediate, probably a year would be ideal.
Okay. I also know that you run a class called English Through Communication or Communication class.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about it. Is that one of the electives, or is
No,
it
it's
just
the
like
core
a
class.
core
It's
class?
a core
Okay.
class, and it's about being able to be understood and to understand. It's about being able to share your message, basically. And so it's listening, speaking, reading, and writing.
And in that order, what would be your advice for students that are nervous about communicating?
What would be my...
Before we started, like, there was a breathing exercise here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. What would be my advice for students who are... That truly people want to know what you have to say. They want to hear your message. They're interested in you. And the best way to see that people are interested in you is by being interested in them. And they're not so concerned about your grammar. They don't care. I mean, they're going to help you. Nobody's really judging your grammar. And if they are, they're not somebody you want to be communicating with. That's what I would say.
Got it.
And it's normal to feel nervous. I'm anxious when I try to speak another language.
Yeah, I think everyone, right?
Yeah, of course. It's human.
Yeah. What's the most difficult thing to learn for the students? I mean, in my times, it was the phrasal verbs. Oh my God.
Oh yes.
Even
prepositions,
today.
prepositional verbs for Spanish and Portuguese and French speakers. Pronunciation often for Asian students.
Oh yes, it's more challenging.
It can be really challenging, yeah.
That's
Depending,
good.
I mean. And it also depends on how old the student was when they started to learn English.
And did you see big transformations, like, oh my God, at the beginning, this
Yeah,
person...
I've got a couple right now where I'm like, wow, you're really improved. But it's like, it's almost like they let go of the anxiety. And when they let go of the anxiety, suddenly the English starts to really...
I guess they don't care about making some mistakes. They
Yeah. It's like when you have anxiety, you're working from your chest and your throat, not from deeper down in your belly. And when you're working from there, you're not getting as much oxygen, right? Which creates anxiety. And when you have anxiety, it's hard to learn.
I can see that you're very passionate. What's your favorite thing about teaching students like internationals?
What's my most favorite thing?
Like you go back home and you're like, today was a great day.
Watching them overcome some kind of terror that they had usually, or finding some kind of joy that they didn't realize that they had, something that they didn't know about themselves, or speaking in front of a group and doing it even though they think they couldn't. All of that.
That's great. And you get to talk a lot you get to talk a lot with them. Do you sometimes give them some advices? Like, do they come with problems? Like, hey, I've been trying to look for a job, or like I would like to run an interview. I need to set a test, and my level needs to be this one. What will be those goals that they have, and how do you make them?
I do a lot, yeah. Sometimes it's broken hearts. Sometimes it's finding an apartment.
Did you help in the Mexican and the Korean?
Actually, you know what? I might have with some of it, because sometimes the problem is cultural for sure. I remember there was a French and a Japanese relationship where I was like, okay, you guys, like, yeah. So broken hearts, sometimes sickness. Like if they need help with getting medicine and they don't know, I help them say what they need to say at the pharmacy or the doctor. Tell them to go to the doctor when they're not going to the doctor. Finding a house from time to time I've helped them with. Getting a job, I've looked at resumes for people and explained to them where a good place to look would be and what kind of questions they might be asked on a job interview, and that they're not just basic, that it's got to be natural is the most important part, is for them to be as natural as possible in their communication. I don't know, whatever they come to me with, I usually give them advice on.
That's very interesting. So, and last, I would like you to give an advice here for some students that are thinking or they're nervous about coming to study in another country, English. What would be your advice?
My advice would be this, honestly. Come, number one. But number two, think about your life in 5 years. Do you wish you would come to Vancouver and studied English? Or do you wish you had stayed where you are right now and not learned English and you're exactly where you're at this moment? Because you're never going to regret it. You won't. No matter what happens, you're just not going to regret it. It will be awesome.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a piece of advice there. Thank you so much for being today with us, Karen. It was really nice to talk to you. And to everyone watching, well, you know how the ILSC experience works, what the academic will look like. And thank you for watching. Thank you, Karen, for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.